Bucky Irving could be given the hot hand treatment in week number 13, but that's not a bad thing. His coach talking about how they'll put Bucky in, they'll see how he does, and then between Bucky, Sean Tucker, Rachaad White, they'll kind of see what they have in terms of a hot hand approach. We'll talk about that in a second. I'll read the exact quote. Then we also have amon-ra St. Brown news and updates. We touched on it on the other show, but I thought I'd do a video on these specific gentlemen as they're very, very impacting to your fantasy football. Not only playoff hopes and seeding and everything, but week 13 specifically, and how you're going to plan for week 14 with amon-ra being probably out at least 1, probably 2, maybe 3 weeks. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition begins right now. File on in.
You're watching a
Graveyard Stream.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, starting off with the news on Bucky Irving, let me read this to you. This coming from head coach Todd Bowles. He said, "We'll put him in, Bucky Irving. Once he gets in, we'll see how he's rolling. And then between him, Rachaad, and Sean Tucker will kind of go with the hot hand." Now, this might scare some people because the pessimistic Peter is going to go, "Oh no, they're going to go with the hot hand." The optimistic Oscar is going to say, "Bucky's the best running back on the roster. It's not even close." And we love Sean Tucker. Love him. But, he didn't explode last week. We loved him the week prior. We still love Sean Tucker. He's still a must-have for anybody that has Bucky. And he might even have standalone flex value if he gets in there and hot hands the backup role ahead of Rachaad White. But if Bucky gets a chance to move around and get his wiggle on, I firmly believe he will separate himself greatly from the two other running backs on this roster. And so this begs the question, who do you start at flex, or who do you start at running back 2, Bucky or said player? And we've been debating and battling questions like that all week. And now we're here on a late Friday night, walking into Saturday morning for some of you already. It's 10 o'clock, 10:32 my time. West Coast is obviously hasn't hit midnight yet, but a lot of you folks on the East Coast are looking to your Saturday decision-making routines, and you're wondering, what in the hell do you do with Bucky? My general advice, blanket statement, is this. I think we're probably going to roll with Bucky in almost any flex situation. We're probably going to roll with Bucky. Now, if you're in a grandma league, 8-man, 10-man league, where you got players like, I don't know, let's say it's a flex and you got Nico or JJ or someone like that, I understand. You got a different dilemma than most people, but most people that have Bucky Irving, they can slide him down to the flex play without much of a consideration or batting an eye. But we'll go through those one by one, situation by situation, case by case. If you've got any dilemmas that you feel need a crafting and attention to make the right call. Bucky Irving should be in for a big day as long as he responds. Now, you got to know you're risking the biscuit if you throw him out there over a Dowdle, over somebody that is probably to get more work but might have a tough matchup. Some of you are contemplating Kyren Williams and you think, he's not considered a lock anymore because you're afraid of his workload. There's a lot of players we can go through one by one, but Bucky certainly shouldn't be doubted at all from a flex perspective in most people's leagues. Now, yeah, like this question right here from Douglas. This is a very, very tough call. Doug says, would you go Harvey or Bucky? This is going to be a risk on both sides of the fence, my boy. Harvey's probably going to be the better play. Bucky is, I would guess, in more of a position to get less work. Not that he can't, with the hot hand approach, grab more work than Harvey's going to get, but Harvey feels baked into more work. And the fact that Harvey's matchup is one of the best matchups a fantasy football running back could ask for, a fantasy football running back manager could ask for, it makes it hard to sit Harvey over Bucky. But then you get a question like this, Marvin. I don't think you listened to a word I said, because Bucky versus Vidal, that this is one of those situations where, and Marv, I'm just using you as an example of the two extremes. Good question, bad question. take a lap question, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with taking a lap, and it does serve as an example of what people can expect me to answer, So Bucky versus Vidal. I'm not saying Vidal can't, outscore Bucky, because Bucky is Marv. You don't have to apologize. You're asking a question, and a lot of other people have this potential question, but I'm sending those people on laps too. There's gonna be a lot of you together running a group lap, but anything can happen, my boy. Vidal, you could come back and go, Smitty, remember when you laughed at me? You sent me on a lap? Yeah, that's fantasy football. That's fantasy football. I mean, Sean Tucker could outscore Bijan as a backup running back in a three-headed monster committee, and he could still punch in 3 touchdowns and Bijan could have 70 yards, 7 points. I mean, anything can happen, but Bucky or Harvey, apparently... So that gentleman didn't listen. This gentleman doesn't listen or read the screen. Because it's right on the screen, and we just answered it. Jonah, we just talked about it. We just literally went over your question right before. And you just freshly asked it. Don't say I just got here. Don't do that. Don't try and play that card. Your question is literally being discussed as you're typing, and you aren't listening to a single thing I'm saying. Oh, you guys see these guys taking laps? What about Bucky and Harvey? All right. Anyway, Jonah, rewind. Be kind, rewind, Jonah. Let's hit these super chats in a minute, but let's first go through the amon-ra St. Brown stuff before I lose my mind on repeating the same damn question over and over. Bucky, start him. We'll go over them one by one. As for this man, St. Brown, this is the latest news. We talked about it earlier. The MRI results and other tests confirmed the low ankle sprain, so it's not a high ankle sprain. And essentially the timetable is a 1 to 2 week injury, like Dan Campbell said it would be prior to those tests coming to fruition. Amon-Ra will, of course, push to play according to Ian Rappaport, and we're looking at least a 1 game miss time, and then probably a lot of we wonder what's going to happen all week long walking into his second game and potentially second miss game. I do think we're probably going to see him miss at least 2 games. If he doesn't, he's pushing it, and he's going to have I'm not saying he can't play the second game. I just think he's probably going to miss 2. If he doesn't, he's going to run a very high risk, not a guarantee, but a very high risk of re-injuring the ankle, making it worse. We've seen it before. We see it a lot with hamstring injuries, especially this is not a soft tissue injury. It's an ankle, but there's soft tissue involved. But this is still going to be one of those things that, we saw Mike Evans go out there and have all kinds of injuries in one play, but you were waiting for it. Or Kincaid going out with some hamstring injuries, and then you see him pull up limp. It's just one of those things there. St. Brown tries to push it too early. He's going to be one of those cases where they're injured. They go out, and then they just come off the field. And you're like, why are you pushing it? Give yourself 1 more week. So we'll have to play that by ear. Super chats are being dropped as we speak. This one here from Dino. Dino says start Rico or Bucky. I'm going Rico because of the guaranteed volume, but you're not crazy to go either one. Bucky's going to have that hot hand give him and provide him more opportunities, which can happen. I mean, we know it can happen, but it could also go the other way. Rico's got a tough matchup, but he's a great receiving back too. Led his team in yards and receptions in this last week where he disappointed. He's still the team's leading receiver. Start Ladd or Egbuka. I'm going Egbuka. I don't know how anybody, no offense, Dino, is even considering sitting Egbuka right now. What's making someone walk away from Egbuka during, I mean, not even tough times. I mean, he's had some ups and downs, but let me read off his game log real quickly because I'm confused as to why we're even considering putting Buka on the bench right now. It's not like he's gone through 8 weeks of being in Slump City. We're talking about him having 2 games of bad play where he got 9 targets and 8 targets still. We're talking about the week prior, and he had a slump there. He had a 3-game slump. So he has had 5 games where he's kind of been lower than anybody wants him to be, but he was banged up. But he had a 3-game slump, had the bye week, came back off the bye, had 115 and a touchdown. Everybody loved him again. He's a top 5 wide receiver. We knew it. Just like Rice right now. Rice has a mediocre game. Look what Rice did this week. Now Rice is a fantasy football lord again, immediately, as will Buka, once Buka has a big game again. He has 2 back-to-back, not even mediocre games. 1 mediocre game maybe, 5 catches, 40 yards, mediocre, 9 points. But then he had 3 for 32 last week, and everybody's panicking. They want to sit him on the bench. He's 2 games removed from 115 and a touchdown. I think it's wild. It's out of pocket to be sitting him. And I do very, very, very much like some of the options that some of you have. And we'll have to see who's got a crazy option. But let me finish starting this. Started JMO over Buka. So now start 4 and sit 1. Rico, Etienne, Hendy, Harvey, Buka. Then I get to one of these situations and I say to myself, what in the hell are you? I don't know what you're supposed to do, bro. Nobody knows. Nobody can give you any sort of good indication as to the way you should be leaning, because all these players have huge upside, all of them. And while I would say we can play the process of elimination and say we're not sitting Hendy, we're not sitting. I mean, Etienne's a hot hand right now, no doubt about it, but he's still, there's still a world where they want to get Tootin the ball. They want to see what they have in Tootin. And, despite Etienne having that touchdown last week, that was his only receiving touchdown since week 2. And he had 86 yards, 5.7 yards per carry, which is nice, but 15 carries, 86 yards. If he had not had that receiving touchdown, it'd be a different day. Etienne's been pretty consistent. Tennessee's a great matchup. You waver it on it. You think to yourself, will I regret later on going, I knew it. I knew Tootin was going to get back into the mix again. He just needed one more game to get healthy. It's certainly possible, but the matchup is great. If the matchup was bad, I would use the Tootin scare in conjunction with the matchup to say, hey, maybe we sit him. So Etienne is probably, I would say, right now I'm trending toward playing him. Rico, tough matchup. Very tough matchup for Rico. Rico's a hard player to play with all of these options on the table. I'm not sitting Buka. Buka and Hendy are locked in. Harvey's matchup almost. I don't know if I could wake up the next morning and get out of bed if I didn't start Harvey. And Harvey in this matchup has the game we've all been waiting for, and he's on my bench. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Hendy, Harvey, Buka, they're in my lineup. It really does come down to Etienne. Good matchup. Kind of feels like a great situation, but is it? Might it not be? Might it be a back to a 50-50? Rico, tough matchup. I don't think that's 50-50. I think Canales addressed that. Rico addressed that. Or Rico addressed it with Canales. Rico addressed Canales addressing the situation, and Rico's like, we're good. Rico wants the ball. Rico's very vocal. I think Rico continues to get fed. And it's kind of I think a misunderstanding by people to think that this is transferred over to a 50-50 timeshare. It has not. It has not. Rico got 6 carries last week. Chuba got 3. And while Chuba and Rico both kind of led the team in receptions, tied with the amount of receptions, Rico is still number 1 in yards. And this is not a 50-50 divide. It is just a 6-carry, 3-carry game where the running backs combined got no more than 9 carries. That's what it was. It's a tough call. Let's have the chat vote on this one. Chat, everybody, please vote on this one. Would you rather have Rico or Etienne in your lineup? Please vote. Who are you starting? Rico, Etienne, Rico. Tiggs got a great question. So much so we spent a ton of time on it, but it's a great topic. Start 2, flex Bucky, Sutton, Warren, Mooney, Jalen Warren. I'm going to go probably Bucky and Jalen Warren for safety. Bucky, Sutton if you want a little upside and you're willing to risk the biscuit. I personally probably go Sutton. I think Sutton has a little bit of a bounce back day. Start Houston D or Browns D. Probably, man, that's a tough one, bro. That is a tough one. I will probably say, I'm probably going to say Houston. I don't think I think that the Browns D is going to surprise a little bit. I think Purdy's throwing some INTs. This is not looking good, but San Francisco might limit his mistakes by not giving him too much to maybe mess up. But I think at the end of the day, you just can't sit Houston. You know, they're just such a good D. So I'm going to say Houston, final answer. But don't laugh at a Cleveland Browns start. Bad luck, Lamar costing me a week. Need the flex, Bucky, K9, or Shakir. K9 and Shakir are not big enough names to have me sitting Bucky. I get the risk, but you're needing to swing for risk, like you're saying. So I would say Bucky. That's not really a dilemma for me. Love Buka, traded him for Higgins. I have Burrow. Well, that didn't work out for you, Jack. You shouldn't have done it. I would have told you no. I probably did tell you no. You probably didn't ask me because you knew I'd tell you no. And now Higgins is injured. I'm sorry, not playing. So I will. We'll see how this works out next week for you when you get Higgins back and in your lineup, and we'll go from there. So Higgins back for you next week. Love Buka. Did you love him enough though to trade him, Jack? You can't really claim to love him. So can't say you love him when you traded him for T. Higgins. That doesn't show that you love him. I think it's almost like take away your card, your Igbuka card. All right, he should be back though. It's not like he's injured. You know, Higgins could sit out another game. It's certainly possible. I mean, these concussions it is an injury, but it's just a waiting game. It's not like he's gonna necessarily linger, or it's gonna be some sort of thing that gets unlocked to a longer absence. It's just getting back, passing the protocol. 100% think he'll be out there. Burrow throws 50 times a game. I mean, I understand, but I'm still not trading Book. But hey, it can still work out. It might not be that big of a deal. Like at the end of the day, it could be like 20 points in either direction. Like certainly not the craziest thing in the world. Coda, appreciate you with the super chat, my boy. Got Lamar, drop Gadsden, Diggs, or Brees for Dak. Got Lamar, drop Gadsden, Diggs, or Brees for... Why would we drop Brees, Coda? Coda, you know you're my boy, but I'm not sending him on a lap, but... Why would you drop Brees Hall? If anything, you're giving your opponent Brees Hall. You're giving your opponent a running back. You can't even consider this. It's not even in the realm of possibility. It's not something that should even be coming out of your mouth at all. Shouldn't even be considered. Shouldn't even be, even if you're not going to do it, you shouldn't even put it in the question. There's no Brees Hall dropping going on my watch whatsoever.
Get Brees.
As for who to cut, though, of these other gentlemen, let's see here. Shakir and what was it, Diggs? I know Gadsden. I'd probably, man, I don't know. The player I say to drop's gonna have a good day. I can tell you that right now. That's almost a guarantee, bro. Especially if we're in a simulation, for sure gonna happen. I would probably say. I don't know. I don't know that I can tell you to drop Gadsden because I don't know about your tight end situation, but. I don't know if I can tell you to drop Diggs either. Chat, dropping Diggs or Gadsden. You're not dropping Brees. Drop Diggs or Gadsden. Please vote 10 votes. I lean toward needing to know more. Because if you think you're going to use one and you're not going to use the other, you're running the risk of your opponent picking them up and starting them against you. So you got to play into that. Like, hey, can Diggs make this guy beat you? Maybe. Can Gadsden? For sure, if Gadsden bounces back and is the real deal. So I think we just need more information, Coda. You have Bowers. Then I guess Gadsden, but you are running the risk that Gadsden or Diggs could come back to bite you. You know, and you're playing up against them. It's hard to say, bro. But that's definitely makes me say if you can't ever use Diggs, I still would probably drop Diggs, but I like Diggs, but I'd rather have Gadsden in a vacuum. Bucky or Michael Wilson? I mean, Michael Wilson could be slightly safer. The guaranteed volume, the 10-plus targets that he's almost surely going to get, but I would go Bucky. I'm not sitting Bucky. I like Michael Wilson, but we've seen it before. Big games. Look at Quentin Johnston. I'm not saying Michael Wilson isn't the real deal or anything. You know, we liked him a lot before they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. But we've seen this before. Big games, and then kind of comes back down to earth. Not that he can't still do well. Let's see here. Bucky's shoulder is 100%. We don't know that. You can't say that. They're wanting to test it. They have no idea. They haven't put it through the rigorous tests of getting hit. They have no clue. They're wanting to see if he can take a hit. They obviously feel better this week about him taking a hit. Last week, he was not 100%. He did not miss because of mental health issues. That's wrong information. If you got Lamar, you stick with him. I agree for the most part. Is Monangai a must-start rest of season? Depends on your situation. Would absolutely love him, bro. We loved him. Mount Monangai. Drop the Monangai emoji. Drop the Mount Monangai emoji and do it live. Do it well. Drop it in the live chat. Here's this. This is kind of our Monangai. I don't know. Where is it? Where did I put it? This is kind of our Monangai thing. I think it's right here. There it is.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
That's kind of our Monangai tribute until we create a mountain somewhere. You know what we could do? Actually, let's go back to that. I can do it right now on the show. I can do it live. Let's, where is it at?
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
Let's see. Let's put our Mount Monangai on screen right here. And it's a little mountain. Let's make this bigger. There we go. Mount Monangai. Almost feel like we could make it like monstrous, but right now we'll just put it like this. Mount Monangai. And then let's run it back for good measure. Put it right here. Hold on a second. All right, let's run it back for a good measure. Mount Monangai, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Mount Monangai official. If my soundboard will work, hold on.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
The beautiful part about that, you can see that off-key singing by Rock out a little bit on that. He doesn't know the song. He didn't know what he was singing. I just kind of told him. He replicated it. He copied it. I said, you raise me up so Mount Monangai can make you stand on mountains. And he just started belting out whatever he heard, just replicated it. Doesn't know the song, still nailed it, still did a great job. You can tell it's off key, but it's fine.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Let's see. What other super chats do we have? We'll open the phone lines in a minute. Mount Monangai is definitely a must start in some scenarios, but we'd have to know your scenario. Adam, appreciate you. $5 hauler. Who to start for running back 2? Vidal, Algier, and tight end 1, Gadsden or Schultz. I'm going Gadsden here. Schultz could be safer, but I'm going Gadsden, baby. I have Bijan as my running back 1, and I'm probably going to roll with Vidal. I don't trust Algier as a starter. I know he can vulture and everything, but I'd rather go with the guy that's getting the work. I have Bucky, Kyron, Brees, Hendo. Need a wide receiver. Which would you trade? Can't believe some of you can even trade for Buka. Brees Hall or Kyron. I think I keep Hendo. I keep Bucky. I would go Hall then Kyron in that order. I'd preferably try to get rid of Breece Hall. And I love Breece Hall, but it comes down to the Jets and not trusting that situation that much. But definitely would do either one if I had to. Thank you, Danny. I did have a great Thanksgiving. Hope you did too. Yeah, Vidal's a nice play. And we had that Vidal-Bucky question. And again, I'm not saying that Vidal can't outscore Bucky. If your gut tells you go Vidal, I don't want you coming in here crying and complaining about how I sent you on a lap and I told you that you got to play Bucky over Vidal. That's my take. I'm mostly sent you on a lap because you didn't hear my response and asked the same question, which is fine. Look, it's not a big deal. Laps are good for you. But I do believe that Vidal's going to have a good day. I just also believe that Bucky can have a good day, and Bucky could have a better day. But Vidal's a pretty good start. But he's also been kind of shaky too, so shaky history, not a certainty.
Help you with that.
Shut up, Ziggy. Not a certainty by any means on either side. All right, phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And our
The Gunner Player of the
Gunner
Week.
Player of the Week,
Brought
Rice.
to you by Gunner.com.
Rice exploded. This predictive Player of the Week, exploded. We have Rico as the next Gunner Player of the Week that needs to be succeeded. But this one right here was a major success. Rashee Rice exploded, Gunner Player of the Week. On that note, let's switch out the Gunners. Let's go with the Dark Amber Gunners. These are the clicks, Dark Amber. We're going to put these bad boys on. And then also the Fuego Stickers Player of the Week is basically, if we get a success story here, we usually put them as a celebratory Fuego Stickers.com Player of the Week. And that is our boy
Remains on fire.
Rashee Rice. So
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf.
Yeah. Okay. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Let's go ahead and grab this. Look at this ball. Look at this Dime Lab ball. Your boy's really excited about the Dime Lab, who is now the official ball that your boy will have in studio. I got rid of all of them. I'm surrounded by Dime Lab balls. You can see. I don't know if I can show you the entire. Let's see here. We got over here. Right here, we got the Phantom Black Dime Lab ball. Behind me, right in this place right here is where I keep the red Dime Lab ball. Let me move Amon-Ra's mug out of the way real quickly. So we got this Dime Lab that sits right here. And then I don't know if you can see the Dime Lab ball over on what camera angle is this one, I believe. It's this one right here. Nope. Oh, actually, you can't see it. It's right over here. But I'm going to put another one potentially right in this. I don't know why that damn camera angle. I'm sorry. All right. So everything I just said, basically I said, damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I basically just said I'm always trying to redo this side of the studio because sponsorships change. Different things come in. I got to put different things in different spots. We're going to get rid of the electric moped. I'm going to send it out into the storage little room I have. And then we're going to potentially have more space for activities over here. I'll probably keep the core board over here, or they're going to send me a core board light, which I can probably mount to the door on a hook when I need to take it on and off. But anyway, we got this ball right here, Dime Lab ball. We got a Dime Lab ball that will be over there, and a Dime Lab ball that will be over. I don't even know where
Mashed potatoes!
All right, let's open these phone lines here. Anthony's the first caller. Anthony, you are live, young man. What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty, what's up?
What's up?
I got a similar situation to what you've been talking about tonight. I have Kyron, Hendy, Rico, Harvey, and Woody. I can only start 3. I need 3.
Say it again. Hendy, Harvey, Woody, Kyron.
Rico, Kyron, and Woody.
Rico, Kyron, Woody, Hendy,
and Harvey.
And Harvey. I don't know, bro. I mean, I guess I'm gonna go. Hendy's a lock. So you've already heard me say that. Hendy's a lock for me.
Hendy's a lock. Me too.
You said you have Rico, so I'm gonna put a Rico. You said you have Harvey, Woody,
and Kyron. Yep, and Woody.
Chat, you can only start 3.
Right.
I'm gonna go Hendy. I can barely move my hand. Played basketball yesterday, Turkey Day, and my joints, my knees, my hands. I don't know. I'm hoping this goes away, but I can't even. Like I was trying to do 3 right there. I can barely move my hands. All I did was play basketball. But I was
getting old, bro.
Playing against the youngins, like it's, I remember back in the day, you do the Turkey Day stuff, and you'd be the young one, and you play with all the old people, and they'd sprain their ankle. You laugh at them. You're like, you can't move them around. And now all of a sudden, the transition's happening, and you got all the young kids saying, "Oh, you couldn't hang with me," and then you get all challenged, and then I go out there, and I won. I took care of business, and I still got it. But once the game was over, I could barely walk. My meniscus, I feel like they're falling apart like old brake pads in the sun. My car, I feel like it's on my car in Arizona. Your brake pads can just crumble and fall apart. I feel like my meniscus are like that. I could barely use my fingers. I'm on IR. I'm gonna go Harvey and Hendy, like I said, because I could not wake up in the morning the next day. I probably wouldn't sleep. I'd just be so upset that I didn't have Harvey in there against one of the best matchups, and just like watching and waiting for him and not even relishing in the moment when he explodes. I think Woody, as much as I like him, you would not lose a wink of sleep if Woody outscored one of these guys and you're like, okay, Rico, Kyron, how do you sit Rico or Kyron for Woody? Woody's been getting the volume, but the production hasn't been what you've wanted. So, like, how do you blame yourself? It really comes down to Kyron and Rico for me. Chat, please vote Kyron or Rico. Which one are you playing? Not which one are you sitting. Which one are you playing? Rico or Kyron? I'd probably say... I know everyone's going to say that Rico's in a committee. I don't think he's in as big of a risk of a committee as people think. He got 6 carries to Chuba's 3. So if Kyron's getting 18 carries and Corum gets 12, are you complaining about that? No. I just think they didn't run the ball. And they took him out when they should have ran the ball. 1st and goal, and they throw an interception instead of running the ball. Kyron has gotten 4, 12, and 12 carries in back-to-back-to-back games. That's not exactly a greenlit category for him right now. 14, 12, and 12. But it's not any different. His 14 and 12, the previous 2 games, 14 carries, 12 carries, he had 2 touchdowns and 1 touchdown. So he's a real important player to this team, and they use him in great spots. But he is getting 14, 12 carries. It's Carolina. It's a great matchup. It's so hard to sit Kyron. I think at the end of the day, if I'm forced to make a decision between a tough matchup Rico and an easy matchup Kyron, I'd go Kyron. The only concern you'd have is, like, if this game gets out of hand, will they run less Kyron maybe? So there's that to think about. The Rams are such a good team, but I think they could lean on the run a little bit. I don't know. This is tough.
Well, the Rams are going to destroy the Panthers.
Destroy them.
So it could go that way too, where the Panthers are throwing the ball a lot, trying to catch up.
Yeah, but it could be that they don't run Kyren because they've already got a big lead. It's hard to say, man.
Yeah, I know, it's tough.
Jeez, man. Let me
And by the way, I have JMO, Swift, and Mount Monangai on my bench.
Oh God, who'd you start in place of JMO?
Lamb and Buka.
Okay, yeah, you're
my receivers.
I mean, this is gonna be painful.
I'm going with Buka. I'm sticking with Buka.
This is gonna be painful.
I think he's gonna go off.
This is gonna be painful because you're gonna be watching these two play each other, and it's gonna let if one does well. But I find a lot of times that is the worst time to have the two players. I don't know. It always ends up just really burning you if the game scripts gets crazy and neither one of them feast, but both of them could feast. Rico can catch passes. I'm not really worried about him getting game scripted out. During Packers,
pick one, Smitty. Whatever you say, I'm going with.
No, we're gonna do a vote because I'm just forcing an answer. But I just want to say one thing before we vote. Green Bay Week 9. That was a tough matchup. That's a red matchup, and he had 25 carries for 130 and 2 touchdowns and 5.2 a carry. Yeah. Everybody said don't start him against the Packers, and that was when the Packers defense was a brick wall. I'm not saying they aren't good right now. I'm not saying they didn't fare well last week or this week on Turkey Day. I'm just saying that everyone was saying you don't start a running back against the brick wall Green Bay Packers. We said keep Rico in. Rico had 130 and 2 touchdowns.
Canales is going to feed him like you're supposed to. I mean,
right. My concern.
You never know what he's going to do either.
My concern is that he'll only survive off receptions, and I don't like that narrative as much as getting a well-balanced meal. So I do probably lean Kyren, but I don't know, bro. This is tough. If you wanted to sit one of these other boys and put Rico, Kyren, and let's say Hendy in, I wouldn't blame you. Like if you're scared of Harvey, you just got to live with that. Like as long as you know you'll be okay with the fact, like the question marks of Sean Payton are no different than the question marks of does Rico share work? Does Kyren share work? They're all the same. So let's have the chat vote. We're going to lock Hendy in. Chat, are you starting 2? Harvey, Rico, Kyren. Start 2. Harvey, Rico, Kyren. Pick 2, please. Let's see what the chat says. And then I'll give you my final determination. But I do want to see what the chat's going to say. This other ball I love. I don't know if you guys can see the colors of this like old pigskin brown ball. It's like old school looking. Feels like it should be used in the mud. Love this ball as well. Let's see what the chat says. Rico, Kyren.
I think it's split.
Rico, Kyren, Harvey, Rico, Kyren. I don't know. Rico, Kyren's pretty much winning. Or Harvey, Kyren. Rye Guy McFly only said one name. He failed the assignment. Rye Guy, what are you doing? Harvey, Kyren, Rico.
Come on, Rye Guy.
Harvey, Kyren. Harvey, Kyren is kind of making a comeback, but I think it is leaning a little Rico, Kyren. I mean, Harvey is higher risk, higher reward. If you think you're like projected to win and you just need a steady Eddie call, I suppose I would tell you to roll with. I guess I'd tell you to roll with. It's gonna bother me. I got a little OCD in me. I want that ball balanced perfectly. I think I would probably, if I just need steady Eddie, I'd probably be more apt to say, okay, if you want to sit Harvey, I'm fine with that. But if you need like big swing, Harvey's got that, man. Rico's matchup is so tough. I think that's where you say if you need a big swing, sit Rico and you go Harvey. But I don't know, bro. I wish I could give you the right answer here. I'd be forcing it. I think you just need to go with your gut. I'm literally forcing. I don't want to sit any of these guys. I blame this on you. You should have made a trade. I blame you.
I tried. It didn't work. I still have Swift and Monungai to deal with too, like next week. So.
Apologies, was typing my $20 super chat. That's a great excuse.
Mashed potatoes!
Right guy McFly with the touche moment of the day. He's like, bro, sorry, I wasn't understanding the assignment. I was too busy dropping my $20 super chat.
Yeah.
All right, hey, I gotta go, bro. I wish I could help you better. Look at the chat. There's no good answer here.
Well, right now, I have Harvey on the bench, and I'll just have to make a last-minute call.
Yeah, let news guide you. If there's any news on Harvey or any news on Rico or any news on anything that helps, settle the score. Yeah. But I don't think you're wrong. You're making the safer call. What you've got in there now is safe. The Rico, Kyron, and Harvey. That's your safe call. You know the one thing I'm starting to lean last second though. I don't want to confuse you anymore, bro. I think I'm kind of saying to myself, like, I love Kyron. But not only will this game get out of hand quickly, which could be good for him because they could just run the hell out of the ball. But they could also just put Corman. They could save Kyron. They're trying to win a Super Bowl, so you don't really know what's in there. I could literally say because of the timeshare there, which I'm not overly worried about, but I'm just saying in this context here where you're talking about you're needing to find an excuse to sit somebody. I don't know. Maybe the Harvey Hendy Rico combo is feeling a little good. I don't know. How do you sit Kyron though? Jeez, bro.
It's hard to do, but
all right. Yeah, call back tomorrow. Let's do this again tomorrow. I need more time. All right, later.
I will. I'll call you back on the graveyard tomorrow.
All right, later. Yeah, I don't know. That's an impossible question. All right, let's get to these super chats. Rye Guy McFly dropping a $20 hauler. Racing Boy dropping a 20 as well. Racing Boy and Rye Guy. Rye Guy's touche moment of the day. Love it. One for Flex. Igbuka, Mooney, or Franklin. Back to taking laps, are we, Rye Guy?
Mashed potatoes!
I'm gonna give him a mashed potato before I do it though. Rye Guy, I couldn't help it. I had to give you a mashed potato though before I sent you on a lap. I mean, are we really gonna sit Igbuka? I'm not saying anything can't happen, bro. Of course it can. Mooney, Franklin, anything can happen, my boy. But Igbuka, how we sitting Igbuka for Mooney or Franklin? How we get to that point, Rye Guy? We can't do that. You can't do it. I don't care if it doesn't work out. It's the right call to play Igbuka. Rye Guy's my boy though. Rye Guy, you still love me, pal, right? I'm just honest, and I'm going to send people on laps whenever I feel like they need to go on a lap for. But damn, my guy, where's Buka going? Why is Buka? What did Buka do to you? Okay. Thank you, Rye Guy. Appreciate you. Where's Rye Guy McFly? Is he responding? He's probably taking his lap. He's got thick skin. He's probably like, I'll go on my lap. And when he comes back, he comes back. Rye Guy, I'll look for your comment. $20 super chat from both these gentlemen. Let's send them
alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat.
You get the Igbuka worry, maybe, but this isn't Rye Guy. This is somebody else. This is Raphael. I get the Igbuka worry. Yeah, but do you get the Igbuka worry? Do you get the Igbuka worry enough that you're putting in Mooney? You know what I'm saying? Like, Mooney could have 100 yards and a touchdown. I'm not going to feel bad about the advice at all. This is once in a while, this is going to happen. Once in a while, the sun's going to shine on a Darnell Mooney. But there's no way I'm sitting Emeka Igbuka. All he's done for you through thick and thin. You run away. First sign of trouble, Waters. In a 10-man dynasty, would you trade London for the 2.1 this year? and a top 5 projected first rounder next year. Him always being banged up and his QB situation concerns me. Top 5 projected first rounder. I don't think so. I think if I knew there was a 1.1 or 1.2 pick later on, I could do the trade. Like I'd rather give the second rounder back to guarantee I'm either keeping London or getting the 1.1 or 1.2. You know what I'm saying? Like I would do that. I would rather get less in this trade and make sure I'm doing the right trade. I still think London's been top 5, 6 until Penix went down, until he got injured, actually. So, I don't think so. And not to mention, I mean, I don't know. Chat, do you agree? A top 5 projected pick or London? I can't move London that cheaply. London's fantastic, man. Chopped League Championship, play Buka or ETN. I'm going to go Buka. Trust your gut, but I'm going to go Buka. 1 for Flex, Buka, Mooney, or Franklin. That was the one I just did for Rye Guy. Rye Guy, I wasn't trying to put it back up on screen again. I'm sorry. Rye Guy's running his laps right now. 6 and 6, third place, 12 team, 2 Flex, Burrow, Dart, JSN, London, Buka, Tet, Chase Brown, ETN, Pollard, Sharbs, Neal, Hunt, Benson, Tootin, Warren, start 1. Neal, Sharbs, or Pollard. I guess I go Sharbs. I don't trust Neal right now. He's an interesting play, but I just don't necessarily trust him. I'm going to go Sharbs. Sharbs is a pretty good bet for a touchdown. He's certainly not the easiest play in the world, but he's certainly somebody that you always wish you had in the lineup. You know, when he scores, you're like, damn it, I should have trusted him again. They keep feeding him. And you've got Walker with the injury, even though he's not designated right now with an injury. You know, he's still kind of banged up. Rye Guy, appreciate you, my boy. Where's Rye Guy? Buka hasn't been near as consistent. Buka, 4 points, 9 points, 23 points, 9 points, 6 points. Well, can you post Mooney's points for me, Rye Guy? I'll wait. Okay. Hey, you definitely need to compare Mooney's points to Buka's, though. And, you know, it's easy to pull up Buka's bad games, bro. You know what I'm saying, Rye Guy? But at the end of the day, like, are you not going to give any consideration to what he did? And that he's probably in a rookie wall, and rookies hit walls. Jamar Chase had 4, 5, 6 bad games in a row his rookie year, if you remember. It might have been 4 or 5, but it felt like forever. It felt like an eternity. And I said, buy him low. And then he did bad again. And I said, buy him low. And he did bad again. And people said, Smitty, I think you're going to lose me in my league if you... Are you still telling us to go buy Jamar Chase on the low during this rookie campaign where he did great and then he went on this big slump? And I said, buy low. And then he did bad again. And I said, my voice got higher, but I said, what? Do it again. And then I started to get a little worried. I'm not going to lie. And then he exploded like a rocket ship, bro. And honestly, you know, a lot of you think Buka's not going to do well. I've got evidence as to why he will. I've got this little track right here.
Mecca and Buka, he is him. Buka is fast. With Buka you will win. Mecca is a rocket ship. Mecca, he's our man. He is Buka, hear him roar. Let's just score some more. Buka is a rocket ship. Mecca, he's our man.
You can doubt Buka if you want. I ain't doing it. Not on my watch. Ain't gonna happen. And dial into the show.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Buka's a rocket ship, baby. I love this football. I think I scratched it though. This is so damn lame, says Stanford. Well, Stanford, there's the door. The door's right there, Stanford. I think someone with the name Stanford, like Stanford Band, would appreciate the band performance. So cringe. Well, then there's the door, bro. The door is right. Let me point it out to you, Stanford. It's right that way. See you later, pal. Michael Wilson or Olave, probably Michael Wilson, with Olave being kind of, not 100% right now. Stanford, I'm sorry you didn't like that.
Mecca Ibuka, he is him. Buka is fast. With Buka you will win. Mecca is a rocket ship. Mecca, he's our man. He is Buka, hear him roar. Let's just let's score some more. Buka is a rocket ship. Buka, he's our man.
You seem to be the only one that doesn't like it. I don't know what room you thought you walked in. Okay. He left and came back. He couldn't help it. He loves it. He doesn't think he likes it, but he loves it. He can't leave. Is Baker even starting? He's trending towards starting. We'll know more tomorrow. But even if he doesn't, I mean, guess who threw a 30-yard pass or connected with Book on a 30-yard pass? Teddy. So I'm not like overly worried. Would I rather have Baker? Absolutely. Kyron, Rico, I don't know if Daniel's watching on a delay. Teddy ain't bad. I mean, I don't love him, but I agree. That's why I'm not too worried. I still think they'll feed Buka like crazy. Plus, Godwin will be back to I think, pull the defense a little bit away from Buka's direction. He's been just getting slammed, doubled every damn game. Can we get a house call Hendy? Hey, Stanford, hope you like this one.
Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby.
I think Stanford's jealous that this is on iTunes. I think Stanford's jealous that this is on Spotify. And I think Stanford is going to be jealous when this thing hits, when the Buka song hits Spotify. But that sucker's up. Being streamed. Chris, you're live.
Yes, sir. Smitty, hey, can you help me with my lineup or what?
I'm not doing full team
How's
breakdowns.
your hand feeling?
Give me Smitty is so lame. Stanford, find another channel.
Oh,
Bye.
Shit.
Don't let not you, Chris.
No, I know.
Okay.
I was just thinking what your audience was thinking. Maybe they were,
What?
Yeah, I got you.
Wait, what? What are you talking
So
about?
help you with the lineup. Let's go. 9 and
I don't know
4.
what he's talking about. Stanford.
All right.
Stanford. Stanford's out of here. Chris, I don't know what you're even saying. But go ahead.
I I was just gonna hope you would help me with my lineup.
Okay, as fast as you can. Ask me like compartmentalized questions. Give me your quarterback situation or whatever small. I don't want to take the whole team in. Give me a
I
question.
got Nick. Bo is my quarterback.
Okay, good, done.
So I got Brees Hall, I got Olave, and I got Tracy. I'm not sure if I should start him or not.
So what's our,
Kittle.
okay? What's our dilemma? Give me a clear dilemma.
I
Give me
just
two.
need to win out. I'm looking for a
Chris,
bye.
Chris, give me the dilemma. What player are you contemplating? Give me the roster spots. Go. Give me your 3 running backs or your 2. Like let's break this down simply. Go.
All right. Well, Chase Brown already played, so I got Hall, Tracy, and Tootin.
Hall, very easy. Next question.
Okay.
Come on, Chris.
I'm still going to play Jefferson, so I guess that would be my last question. I'm not going to bench him because he might pop off if I put him, him on the bench.
So what's the question, Chris? If you're
Yes,
going to
that was it, Smith. I just wanted to call and hear your voice.
Well, now you hear it.
Love the footballs that you got. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
pal. Thank you, pal. So
Yeah.
JJ starting. We've decided that. Is there another dilemma? Do you have one more like flex or wide receiver 3 or 2 dilemma?
No, I'm going to put who's that? Wilson in,
Okay.
and I'm going to play Olave. So that's who my receivers are. I got 3 receivers and 2 running backs, a flex and kicker. But he already played, so.
All right,
right,
boy.
Smitty.
I appreciate you checking in. If you got another
All right,
dilemma,
man. I'll talk to you.
call in and let me know, and I'll answer it for you. All right,
Okay,
thanks.
man.
Later.
Thank you.
All right. We got here. Wilson without Marv. I'm expecting a lot from ETN and Tennessee. I mean, yeah, he should have a good day. Shakir. Wilson for me over Wilson over Shakir for me, but anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. Wilson over Olave, yep. Hard to get away from Olave right now. Well, he's banged up, so. Is MHJ playing? No. I mean, not as of this moment. Whoops.
Live from
Call
the
into the
Fantasy
show.
Football.
Call into the show.
Dial in to the bentonprint.com phone line, and your boy will help you out, and we can go over your dilemmas. Let me see if I can pull up the latest news on a few of these guys. You guys are Marv, as of right now, Marv's not playing. I don't see any update. I mean, we're just assuming he's out until we hear he's in. Probably out. They wanted to get him, see if he could get his feet under him, but we'll see. Maybe he plays. We'll have more information tomorrow. Caller, you're live. What can I do for you? What's your name? Where are you calling
I have
from?
a question. My name's Johnny. I'm from Memphis.
What's up, Johnny?
Yeah, I was wondering, who would you play, Jukins or Aaron Jones?
Judkins. Judkins. Not even close.
Oh, yeah, Junkins. My bad, Junkins, yeah.
No, Judkins.
And I have another question. Who would you play, Brian Thomas Jr. or Jacoby Myers?
BTJ. Even though I don't trust either one of them at all, and anything can happen.
Yeah.
Trust your gut. You're talking about disappointment in freaking BTJ. But like, do I trust Jacoby Myers? Like, not yet.
Yeah.
You know, at least BTJ
Would you play
has.
Myers?
What?
Would you play Myers over Jukins and Aaron Jones?
Well, Now I'm confused as to what you're really like. What do you need?
Like,
Let's lock Judkins in. Let's lock
Okay.
BTJ in. Aaron Jones and Jacoby. Now we have a dilemma.
Yeah.
Now,
What it is, A.J. Brown and Brian Thomas are my receivers. McCaffrey and Kyron are my running backs, and I need a flex player.
Well, if it's between those three guys, I'm going Judkins without a hesitation. If BTJ and Myers is still a debate for you, I'm trying to pull up any news on here. I mean, look, Myers scored a touchdown, 50 yards last week. Not bad. It's a good matchup.
Yeah.
But
I also have Ricky from the 49ers.
Ricky Pearsall, he hasn't proven enough yet. If you went Myers over BTJ, I wouldn't call you crazy at all. Yeah. But I'm gonna roll with BTJ.
Yeah, because if I win this week, I get a first round bye.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Rye Guy McFly, in the comments. Guys, can we vote real quick? Hold on, bro. We're gonna get you some more help. Vote on this question here. BTJ or Jacoby Myers. We're locking Judkins in. If you need another, then BTJ or Myers, please vote in the chat. Please vote in the chat. BTJ or Jacoby. Jacoby scored at 50 yards last week. He did pretty well, but are we gonna go? Are we gonna go with BTJ, who's no longer on the injury report? He's just he just dogs it. He doesn't.
Do you think Myers will help BTJ?
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows what BTJ is going to do, bro. BTJ is just one of those people that he's just one of those players you got to put in. I think you got to just say he's out there. He's off the injury report. He was number 4 out of all wide receivers last year. I'm not saying I'm happy about it. I'm not saying I'm ever going to draft him again. I'm just saying you're talking about Jacoby Myers or a guy that finished 4th last year on
I know it sounds crazy, but
I probably roll with BTJ and say, look, I got to do it. I got to do it. What if he bounces back? What if he starts producing?
Right.
Because
I kind of feel like he's been hurt all year, and he's got healthy now. People don't understand. He's been hurt all year since like week 2.
Yeah, and on top of that, bro, he's not only has he been hurt, he's had like the Travis Hunter thing in his head, and since Travis Hunter's been out, he's been banged up. So yeah, we haven't been able to see him try and get a hold of some sort of confidence and feeling important, feeling like the sole provider there.
Correct. Yeah.
We'll see.
Do you feel like it's going to snow in the 49er game?
I don't know. What's the weather look like there? I don't know. We'll go.
That should help too.
We're gonna go over weather tomorrow.
Okay. I'll click on tomorrow and see what you got to say.
Yeah. So I try not to do weather too early because weather doesn't usually stay the same. Tomorrow night we'll do a little weather digging. Do a little digging on weather.
It could change overnight real quick.
Yeah, a lot of times we talk about weather and then like the morning of or the eve of, like it's not even relevant. It's like, why spin our wheels? But all right, my boy, appreciate you.
I love your channel, man. I appreciate what you're doing, and God bless you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Later. Smitty, your job is tough. I mean, look, I never complain about what I do, ever. And I'm very fortunate, and I appreciate all of you that allow me to do what I do. Without you, I wouldn't do what I do. It's kind of like, you see these actors and football players in life, especially sports and acting, where these guys won't give their fans the time of day. It's like, without your fans, you'd be nothing, bro. You'd be nothing. This actor that's, not signing autographs after a movie premiere, or he's walking to get his latte and somebody bugs him and says, "You're my hero." And this actor's like, "I'm not signing autographs right now." Or Justin Bieber gets mad because the paparazzi's taking his photo. And it's like, without your fans, you wouldn't be able to do what you do. So I might seem like a I don't know, a dick sometimes. I never mean to. It's my bedside manner. I don't have any. But it doesn't mean I don't appreciate every single one of you that are out there, except for, the constant haters or whatever. But we just move around them. They they're upset about something else. I try and give them a chance because you never know why somebody's having a bad day, but no one ever says something with hate that is in a good spot. You know, so like you understand that they're down bad in some way, shape, or form. They got to either take it out on you or whatever. But without the fans, man, you know, it. Anyway, why did I say that? Oh, because what's his name said your job's tough. So I was saying I never complain about my job being tough, but you know, there's a lot that goes into this. It's not just trying to predict stuff. Like it's an entertainment show. It's a live moving parts. Hard to, you know, conduct a live stream, take phone calls, which no other channel does what we do. Nobody's as busy as this show. And I don't have a producer. I don't have 3 producers over there. Steve, Bill, and you know, Aiken sitting over there. You know, with their water mugs, their jugs of water, just over there, you know, getting a pump in on the side with the dumbbells as I'm doing all the heavy lifting. No, I don't have anybody sitting there. I don't have a co-host that does evening shows while I do it all myself. So is my job tough? Yeah, and I make it tough. I make it tougher on myself by taking on more. Now we're doing the Rumble thing over on Rumble. Do it live.
Mashed potatoes.
Would stand, but that basketball game, my old joints are just not. I chose not to get up right there. I can't do it. The youngins took your boy onto the court. I did end up schooling the youngins, but I am now the old man at Turkey Day. You know, this might be my last game because I made it out alive. I made it out without getting injured, and I think that's a win. Rock out your life.
Yeah, I mean one running back and one flex. Can I give him my player?
1 running back and 1 flex. Go ahead.
Okay. 1 sec. Here we go. All right. I got Marks and Bucky, and I also got DK and Parker.
DK Tennessee?
No, regular DK.
Regular DK. Real life.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Bucky.
I need
P.
need one running back, 1 flex.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucky as my RB, and you know, P. Wash and DK are pretty solid PPR choices. Is this full PPR, half PPR?
Full.
Man, let me look at a couple things real quickly. That's a tough call. Rock out. I mean, it's between DK Metcalf and Woody Marks for sure.
Yeah, DK be kind of up, and then he's down, and he's up.
He hasn't had a touchdown in 4 straight games, man. DK Metcalf, 4 straight games. And Buffalo ain't a cakewalk. It's not a walk in the park, but it could be game script. They throw a lot. That's a tough one, bro. Aaron Rodgers, he's back, but is he hampered?
I mean, DK plays Buffalo, and they're not really the best against the pass. And then Marks, we're hopeful he will do something.
Yeah, guys, what do you think here? Parker Washington says, Danny, if we're locking Bucky in, who's your second player? Who's your flex here? Woody Marks, getting volume. DK, capable, but is the touchdown production? I don't know. And then P. Wash, I mean, he's consistently decent. I don't know. I probably lean toward... Jeez, man. Let me look at...
I mean, technically DK's the higher rated player.
Yeah, it's probably your safe play. Let me just look at Woody real quickly. I mean, Woody's matchup isn't great, but he has so much production he's bringing into the contest here. I guess I'd say DK and Bucky are your safe bets, and if you need to go big swinging with a chance to totally bomb, you go Woody, I guess. I don't know. Bucky, DK seems smart. Maybe even safer could be DK and Marks, I guess, but I don't know. I can't sit Bucky, so I'll go Bucky, DK, final answer, but I'm very, very tempted to go Marks. I could change my mind tomorrow. Ask me tomorrow night if I'm going to change between Marks. You don't need to ask me about DK, or I'm sorry, Bucky, unless something changes negatively, but ask me tomorrow night, Marks, DK, Marks, okay? And in chat, vote on this, please. Marks or DK, keep voting. That's a tough one, Rock Out. That's a real tough one.
Yeah, I know.
Mark's getting the full workload, division matchup also. Yeah, Woody is going to be our superstore. DK, Marks, DK, Safer, Woody. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right now, DK safer, Woody Marks higher upside, higher risk. So depending on what you need. All right, anything else, Rock Out?
Yeah. Do you got any interest in AJ Brown and the Marsman?
Depends what your offer is. Can we still trade?
Till Monday.
Okay. What do you got?
I'm trying to get rid of. I'm not trying to get rid of, but
give me an offer live. I Rock Out, I don't mean this toward you, but it does crack me up when people are like, you have any interest in trade? And it's like, yeah, and then nobody knows what they want to trade you. It's like, offer me something. They're like, I don't know. I'll look. It's like, what do you really want to trade or do you not want to trade? Like, if I want to trade with somebody, I can come up with an offer right now, right in a split second. I didn't mean that necessarily against you, Rock Out, but hit me with an offer.
No. What receiver would be willing to do for AJ Brown off your team?
I don't know, just hit me with an offer. Look at it.
AJ Brown for Rice.
You do that for me?
I don't know. You probably want more.
Would you really do that for me?
You've just...
If you want.
No. What else you got? How about you want to give me... the problem is with AJ Brown is, he's playing great right now, but I get none of those points, and you're taking on a whole bunch of risk, in my opinion, still.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't mind taking him on. I've got, I don't know what running backs you have. I have Kyron and Monty. I've got JJ. Would I trade JJ for him? I'd take AJ Brown for JJ, I guess, but I still believe JJ could have a good finish to the year. I mean, it'd have to be like some sort of 2 for 2. Like, I got Kyron and Monty and JJ. Like, what 2 players can you send me? That's the only way I could see us doing a deal. Because I have a feeling we're just not going to want to. I don't want to trade Rice. I'm not going to trade Jamar Chase.
Obviously.
Unless you're giving me a Chase Brown and a. Who are your running backs?
I'd be. Let's see. I got Robinson, Marks, and Warren.
Bijan?
Yeah.
Like, spitballing a Bijan, AJ Brown, Kyron, Rice, like something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Got anything else?
What would you be willing to do for AJ Brown and Marks or Warren?
AJ Brown and what? Tyler Warren?
No, Jalen Warren.
AJ Brown, Jalen Warren for not for Rice or anything. You're not getting Rice off my hands unless you give me Bijan. And I'd do it 2 for 2 to get Bijan, but I'm certainly not.
What would be the 2 for 2?
Well, like I said, if we were to do like Bijan and AJ Brown for Kyron and Rice or something along those lines, like I could get into the weeds on a trade like that, but I'm certainly not sending Rice at all in exchange for AJB. But AJB and JJ becomes an interesting situation. I mean, I get some might not want to bank on JJ. I get that. I don't mind having JJ in my roster. I still think JJ at any moment could get back on course, but an AJ Brown could get off course just as quickly as JJ can get back on course. So, I mean, I don't know. So unless we're trading JJ and AJB, it'd have to be some sort of Bijan and AJB for Rice and Kyron type of move. Which I'm not saying I'd do it 100%, but that's something I would strongly consider.
Yeah. I guess I'll think over it, but looks like we're kind of
at an
close, but kind of far at the same time.
Okay. All right, rock out. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, cool.
Send me an offer if you got it, or call back if you got an actual offer. Call back in and I'll accept it or decline it live. All right, later, bro.
Oh, okay.
Full PPR, Pitts or Fannin. I'm going to go with Fannin. I don't trust Cousins. I don't trust that right now. Drop 1 for Schultz. No. I mean, I could, but I don't think I will. I definitely wouldn't call you crazy if you did. How do you call in when I put the phone line on screen? My boy, I'll drop it again in a second. Burrow or JJ next week and drop Mooney for Mechie. Burrow for now, for sure. And I don't think that'll change. There's nothing that really can change. And then I'd probably go Mechie over Mooney. But Mooney's pretty solid and he gets along with Kirk Cousins. But I don't know. I'm not buying into it right now. Plus, he can't stay healthy. Would you pick Vidal from waivers? If yes, who would you drop? Probably, man. If you don't have... You have Hampton, so this makes sense. Pacheco's back. And so Kareem Hunt is in a crowded backfield yet again. He didn't really have a big day. 58 yards, 14 carries. Not exactly. And the schedule is pretty rough. I think I could drop Hunt for Vidal. I think it's a smart move for your specific team. So yes, I would definitely do that. And would you drop Hunt or Sharps? I'm not dropping Sharps. Yeah, definitely do that. All right, caller, you're live. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What's up?
My name is Sohaib. Thank you, Smitty.
Yeah, buddy.
For taking my call.
What can I do for you?
I just have 2 questions. I have Justin Herbert and Jacoby Brissett, and I just picked up Joe Burrow. Out of Herbert and Brissett, which 2 would you recommend dropping, or should I just hold on to both of them for the playoffs and championship?
And who are you picking up if you cut one of them, you said?
Joe Burrow.
No. Oh, you're picking up Joe Burrow?
Yes, sir. Someone, he's still available on the waiver wire. No one's picked him up.
So the little old lady that dropped, I mean, the manager that dropped him, nobody's picked him up since. Like he's just available. He had his game. Like even you didn't think, let's grab Joe Burrow. Like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? How did Joe Burrow? How do you go into this game without Joe Burrow being rostered?
Well, I mean, my roster is full. I don't know if I should just drop Justin Herbert or Brissett. So that's
well, you definitely are picking up Burrow. If I had to drop one, look, I know Brissett's playing out of his mind right now, but Herbert played a lot more games and was QB1 like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm dropping Brissett. Now, should I keep all 3 to just kind of make sure no one else has quarterbacks? And there's a lot of reasons. Who would you have to cut if you wanted to keep all 3? Who would be the other guy you cut? And then I'll tell you whether to cut Brissett or that guy.
I would have to cut Kyle Pitts. I got to get rid of him. And that's my next question
Kyle Pitts. Not Kyle Pitts. No.
Because someone dropped off Kincaid. Kincaid is available, so I was gonna get rid of Pitts, but
okay. So do that. Separate question. First of all, is Strange out there? I'd probably rather Strange. I bet you Strange is out there. It's strange as it sounds.
Strange is out there too. Yeah,
who else is out there? Can you just pull up your waiver wire? I have a feeling there's somebody sitting there that shouldn't be there. Mount Manungai is probably sitting out there too. You got there's a lot of players you got to pick up, bro. Those might not even be the best ones. This is starting to sound like.
Now, Manungai is already taken, but I do have the New Orleans back available, Mr. Neal. He's still out there. I have Strange available, like you said. Mm-hmm. Kincaid. Let me look at something else. I'm looking right now. I'm sorry, Smitty.
Look at wide receiver. Tell me like Jameson Williams isn't on waivers, or I'm gonna hurl my turkey.
Even Scary Terry's available as a wide receiver. No one's picked him up. So
where to begin with this? To be honest, you're like, should I cut? I don't even know who you should cut for who. What other wide receivers? Keep going. I have a feeling there's something else. Is J-Mo out there? Tell me J-Mo's not sitting there on waivers. Please.
No, J-Mo's not out there. No, sir. For my wide receivers, I have JSN, Buka, and I picked up Michael Wilson the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, what should he do? I think, first of all, grab Burrow. That's priority number one. Priority number one. And are you going to be able to get him, or are you like fifth in line, or what's up?
I'm in third place, so I have out of 14 people, I'm like number 13th as my waiver wire.
but these are, including you, these are 14 people that, or what you said, 14, including you. There's 14 people that left Joe Burrow out there anyway. So I don't know if anybody's watching or paying attention at all. I don't even think they. So who knows?
Right.
So you drop Brissett for Burrow, and then you probably got to grab. What was it?
Strange for Pitts or
McLaurin. I mean, McLaurin shouldn't really be out there either. I don't know, bro.
Right.
Strange.
Okay.
Who's your starting tight end again?
So I have Pitts as the only tight end.
Okay. So you got to pick up Strange for Pitts then, yeah.
Right, because Pitts is just killing me. He killed me last week.
And who's your next worst player? Can we get McLaurin, or is that off the table?
My next worst player? Oh, man. I have Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, so I'm not dropping Charbonnet. I got to hold on to them. I have Woody as my running back, CMC, and then I also have Rico. So there's either I drop Brissett and Herbert and pick up Terry just as my fourth wide receiver, or just hold on, to two quarterbacks just in case.
Go get Strange. Go get Burrow first. Get Strange after that, and then you're good to go. All right, bro.
Thanks, Smitty. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Joe Burrow sitting out there. By the way, I'm gonna look at my league with Miss Smitty's league. I mean, I'm crushing it. My team her team and my team are by far the best teams. I had quite a day, turkey day. I had two players play. I had CeeDee Lamb go off for 24.24. I had Rashee Rice getting 29.40. I am a 95% projected victor in this game. I am currently sitting in I'm in fourth place. Was in second, tied for first really last week until I lost. Miss Smitty has moved into second place. Miss Smitty has by far outscored everybody in the entire league, including myself, by at least 80 points. Her team was absolutely unreal, and I helped draft some of it. But she's really hard on him. When I said, have you looked at AJ Brown? I know you didn't think AJ. I know you didn't know anybody played today. And she goes, no, I knew I had somebody going. AJ Brown. I go, do you know what he did? She goes, no. He's always taking days off. Like AJ Brown had 2 touchdowns and 130 yards. She goes, she has 124 right now with Friday and Thursday games being played. She's got Judkins left. She's got JSN left. She's got a kicker and D left. She's got Ferguson left. No, I'm sorry, Ferguson played. She's got, so the team's looking solid in pole position, projected for 174 in a 1 QB format. I'm projected for 168. My team's slightly lesser than hers, but we should be his and hers first and second place. I don't know. We'll see. My problem is I lost my quarterbacks. I lost Jaden Daniels. I had another quarterback I lost, and I had to cut him. I forget who it was. But I had Jaden Daniels go down. I've had Hampton go down. I've had Trey Benson go down. I've had Genty slump. But my team is still fire. I've got Lamb, Buka, Rice, Kyron, Trey Henderson, Tyler Warren, Achan in my flex. Or Kyron Williams in my flex, and Achan in my running back 2 spot. Sorry. Or my running back 1 spot. And so my team's good, but Miss Smitty's team is just straight fire. She's got, let me pull up her squad real quickly, and then I'll move on. We're almost out of here. She's got Burrow, J-Mo Williams, who I begged her to keep in the ball, and A.J. Brown, George Pickens, Jahmyr Gibbs, Judkins, Ferguson, JSN. It's quite a squad. 12-man league, by the way. This ain't no grandma league. Did I miss a super chat? Yes, I did. I missed 2 of them. Start 3 between Genty, Judkins, Hendy, Bucky. Start 1 between Debo, Diggs, and BTJ. I'm going to go probably BTJ. I'm just going to take a swing. And then start 3 between Genty, Judkins, Hendy, Bucky. I'm going to start probably... Jeez, man. How do we decide this? Guys, who are we sitting at? We got to sit 1 out of Genty, Judkins, Hendy, Bucky. Not sitting Hendy. Who are you sitting? I'm not sitting Genty. I think they feed him. New coordinator, new game script, new play calling. They got to feed him, right? They have to. They have to. I think Judkins' matchup is going to be tough. Weather could be good for this game, but this could be a really, really tough outing. This weather could be really tough, and it could be conducive to running, but it could also be very little wiggle room anywhere. So I don't know. Part of me is thinking that Judkins is the odd man out here, but Bucky's not guaranteed as much work as Judkins. So I don't know. Sit Bucky, Bucky, sit Bucky. There you have it. It is the safe move to just expect that the volume's going to be there for him. I mean, probably will be more likely to be a frustrating situation than not. Guys, we only have 96 thumbs up and like 330 people in the building still. Can we get those 96 thumbs up pumped up a little bit? Appreciate you. Final answer, sit Bucky. I agree. And I'm starting BTJ. Looks like we got some Diggs votes, but I would go BTJ. It's just smart. Those are good plays. Love Bucky, I do, but you got a situation where you can afford to make that call. Is Vidal for a bigger day than Judkins or Woody? He could be. I certainly don't frown upon anybody starting Vidal over Woody, but I would start Judkins over Woody. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'd probably rather have Woody. I'm definitely starting Judkins over Vidal. But Vidal, this could be a day. This could be a day for him. It could be. But it could be a day for Woody, too. Woody's getting volume. Woody's getting all the work, bro. I'm going to lean Woody and Judkins' final answer, but do not let me sway you. If you're thinking at all about going Vidal over Woody, trust your gut. Don't change because I said so. Woody gets receiving with CJ Stroud back. Probably. That's the hope, but we don't know. Or run Sutton. I'd probably go Woody, but Sutton ain't a bad play. He's not a bad play at all. Need a flex to give me some juices. News to win to make playoffs. What in the hell are we talking about, Kaiser? So far, the two sentences, I have no idea what in the hell is going on. Aaron Jones, Pearsall, Stevenson, or go for the big ticks and Taysom Hill. Is Aaron Jones even healthy? I mean, what's the prognosis on Aaron Jones? That guy is such a tough player to count on right now. He's such an old injured player, and the matchup against Seattle is brutal. Only 9 carries last week, but he got 4.5 a pop. The week before, 70 carries, 4.38 a pop. The week before that, 5.2 a pop. The week before that, 8.67. I mean, we can make fun of Aaron Jones, because he's older and can't stay on the field. He only got 1 touchdown on the year on the ground. One receiving touchdown in week 1. So 1 receiving touchdown in week 1, 1 additional touchdown, period, in week 10. No touchdowns on the ground, but the 1 touchdown. And he has a Seattle Seahawks matchup. And he's averaging tons of yards per carry. I agree with your takes from earlier. Thank you, Coach. London probably going to miss 4 weeks. London's definitely not coming back this week, but we don't know how long he's out. I wouldn't say guaranteed 4. We just don't know. It could be 2 or 3 more weeks for sure. And PCL injury, Ninja, you're kind of, generalizing a little bit because not every PCL injury is the same. It depends on the severity, which they're being very coy about. But it's not just a blanket, this is it. It depends on how severe the PCL injury is. The fact that they're slow rolling him is an indication that they're more worried about next year and making sure he doesn't suffer some sort of, further damage to the PCL. But it's not a blanket thing. Aaron Jones, guys, I don't know. What are you doing here? Can I get a vote here? Aaron Jones or... the thing is, I don't care about Pearsall or Stevenson much. I think Stevenson could be a sneaky touchdown and 40-yard play, though. Like, sure. And the matchup is really good. I would just say... I'd just say Aaron Jones. Could he slip into the end zone? Sure. The yards per carry's been great. I mean, it's been fantastic. All year it's been fantastic. On the season, he's averaging 4.87 yards per carry. It's just the volume hasn't quite been there. But this is a game they're going to maybe lean on the run with the young quarterback in the lineup. So I'll probably say Aaron Jones, final answer. I don't think I'm going Taysom Hill yet. But we do like Taysom Hill. He's good people. J-Mo and Pickens are the most fun receivers to watch. I do think there's some truth to that. I could think of a couple other more fun wide receivers to watch, but yes. Should I start Breece Hall or Bucky? Probably Hall for safety, bro. Guys, I'm gonna take 2 more phone calls, then we're gonna be out of here.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
For those that missed the earlier show, Bucky is going to be used in a hot hand approach, which might make someone cringe, but they're saying that in that if he's a hot hand, they'll give him more work than originally being reported, that he get Godwin 30% type workload his first game back. Well, Bowles is saying, no, if he's a hot hand, we're going to roll with him. So that's good news, even though people want to look at this as bad news. And then St. Brown out at least 1 to 3 weeks. At least the 1 week, could be 2 or 3, but it is a low ankle sprain. Imaging came back, no structural damage. Could be back after 1 week off, but can't count on it. Tootin or Mechie, probably Mechie for safety, but don't be surprised if Tootin gets back in the conversation really, really, really quickly. Brian, you're live.
Smitty, my man, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. What can I do for you?
I just have a quick dilemma. So, real quick, I'm going back and forth. I got Bucky and JJ, and I need to play one RB, and I have a flex. I have Jalen Warren, Kenneth Walker, and Bucky and JJ.
Jalen Warren, Walker,
Bucky,
and JJ. And sorry, how many can you play?
One RB, one flex.
I'm not sitting JJ, and I'm not sitting Bucky. Final answer.
Thank you so much.
But,
I appreciate everything you do. You're the man.
Trust your gut, though. Anything can happen with these guys, but Walker and Warren aren't feeling any more secure than these two, my boy. You know, even if I got it wrong, it's the right move. 8 times out of 10, you're going to get it right.
Locking it in. Thank you, Smitty.
Later, bro. The only thing I would say is it's a possibility that Walker feels a little safer, maybe, but I don't think I could sit Bucky. But Walker's sharing work too, so. Phone caller, you're the last phone caller of the night. 571. What can I do for you? You're live.
Hi, this is CJ, long time listener, first time caller.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you feel about Chris Godwin this year or this week?
I don't think I hope he helps Buka, and I think he will. Am I starting him this week? I mean, if I'm in desperation mode, sure. But not somebody I'm counting on. I think, Godwin getting you something like, let's just say he got 6 receptions for like 88 yards. That would not surprise me. Could he get a touchdown? Could he have 4 catches for, 55 and 1 TD? Absolutely possible. But who am I benching to get him in the lineup? Can you give me a couple names and then I'll tell you?
The Titans receiver, DK.
Who?
DK, the tight end for the wide receiver for the Titans.
Okay. Who else?
Either him or Mechie. In the flex. This is full PPR.
I think I lean DK until I see Godwin back. Just because Godwin's off the injury report, bro, they barely, he barely played last week, so.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'll wait to see it. And DK's been doing it. He's a very, very aggressive player. I mean, he's been really, really solid. I really like him. I think he reminds me of a player that, like, what's the comp for him? I don't know what the comp would be. But I mean, he's been really, really solid. Keep in mind, he did have a bad week prior. So here's the thing. He had 70 yards and a touchdown, then 93 yards. That was in week 7 and 8. Then he had a tough matchup against the Chargers, had 1 catch for 5 yards. Then had a bye week, then came back and had 2 catches for 14 yards. Ridley's now out for the year. And then DK comes in and he's wide receiver 10 with 5 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown. So 2 of the last 4 weeks he's been in the top 14 wide receivers. 3 in the last 5 weeks he's been in the top 16 wide receivers. 3 times. That's pretty good. I mean, that's a nice track record. I'd probably say in this matchup in week 13 against Jacksonville, it's a green lit matchup. I think DK's the guy. I think DK's a sneaky play for anybody that needs a wide receiver 3 or 4.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, later, bro.
Have a good one.
All right. I think that's all she wrote. Have I answered all these super chats? Let me get around the screen here. Can we get, this is from Coach. Can we get a Ben Johnson-esque speech? Probably not right now, bro. I'm not like in a natural state of excitement right now. You don't want me to fake it. It's gotta be real. I can't give one of these speeches fake style. I just look stupid. We need something to be popping, like Hendy touchdown, or You'll get one. You'll get a celebration. That's what it is. We need to come back in and celebrate, right? You got it from Turkey Day. We celebrated big time. But if we come back in on Sunday afternoon game show, wrap-up show, as soon as the afternoon games end, we're live every single mother freaking Sunday. If we get some house calls, we'll be in the door for a celebration show. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now, my boy. 2020 top 20 mock draft for next year. Great idea, Silver. It's been on my mind as well. Great minds think alike. We'll be doing that probably this coming week, right after the games. So like a Monday or a Tuesday. Probably Monday. Monday we'll come in and do a strong top 20 mock draft. Okay, you're on. Hendy has 3 house calls. Let's hope, bro. All right, see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks. Live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Deuce. Thank you to my super chatters. Thank you to the moderators. Later.